Welcome to StickMan Uni, the University of Failures, where we break down history's biggest disasters, Stickman style. Today we're diving into the Theranos disaster, a $9 billion scam disguised as medical innovation.
Theranos CEO Elizabeth Holmes has been sentenced to more than 11 years in prison. She was convicted earlier this year on charges of investor fraud and conspiracy.
Elizabeth Holmes promised a future where one drop of blood could replace entire lab tests. No more needles, no long waits, just instant results. The problem? Her machine didn't work. Instead of fixing the technology, she faked results, scammed investors, and put real patients at risk. It all started when Holmes dropped out of Stanford at 19, claiming she had discovered a groundbreaking way to revolutionize healthcare. She wasn't a doctor, she wasn't a scientist, but she spoke with confidence, dressed like Steve Jobs, and convinced billionaires she was a genius. Her company, Theranos, promised the Edison machine, a sleek, futuristic device that could run hundreds of tests on just a tiny drop of blood. But behind the scenes, the Edison was a complete failure. It couldn't deliver accurate results, constantly malfunctioned, and was essentially a useless box. Instead of admitting this, Holmes and her team faked lab results, secretly using traditional blood testing machines while claiming it was their invention at work. And somehow this worked. She attracted high-profile investors from Rupert Murdoch to Henry Kissinger, all of whom dumped hundreds of millions of dollars into a product they never saw working. Walgreens and Safeway signed multi-million-dollar deals with Theranos, planning to install blood testing centers in their stores. But no one, not investors, not corporate partners, not even doctors, asked to see real scientific proof. And all they saw was a confident woman in a black turtleneck promising to change the world. Inside Theranos, things were spiraling into paranoia and control. Holmes ran the company like a dictatorship, hiring her secret boyfriend, Sonny Balwani, as COO, a man with no medical experience but a talent for bullying employees into silence. If you questioned the technology, you were fired. If you asked too many questions, you were threatened with lawsuits. Meanwhile, real patients were being given wildly inaccurate results. Some were told they had cancer when they didn't. Others were falsely cleared of serious health conditions. Lives were being put in danger, all while Holmes continued to tell the world that Theranos technology was perfect. But every scam has a breaking point, and this one came when a whistleblower leaked the truth to the Wall Street Journal. Investigative reporter John Carreyrou exposed that Theranos was a massive fraud, and suddenly the house of cards collapsed. Holmes denied everything, calling it a smear campaign and insisting that Theranos would prove everyone wrong. But the world wasn't buying it anymore. The FDA and SEC launched investigations discovering that Theranos had faked its data, lied to regulators, and put real patients at risk. Walgreens and Safeway pulled out immediately, and the company that was once worth $9 billion was now worthless. Holmes, who had once been hailed as the youngest self-made billionaire, was now broke. In 2018, she was indicted on multiple counts of fraud along with Sonny Balwani. The trial was a media circus, with Holmes trying every excuse possible, blaming employees, blaming Sonny, even trying to paint herself as a victim. None of it worked. She was found guilty on multiple counts of fraud and conspiracy, and Sonny Balwani was convicted as well. Theranos wasn't just a failed startup, it was a crime scene. Holmes wanted to be the next Steve Jobs, and instead she became a cautionary tale. The lesson? You can fake confidence, you can fake charisma, but you can't fake science. Because eventually, the truth catches up to you. And that's it for today on StickMan Uni. And subscribe for more scams, frauds, and financial disasters Stickman style. Subscribe for more history disasters and the lessons of the biggest failures in humanity, Stickman style.
Well, Elizabeth Holmes has reported to a federal prison in Bryan, Texas. This is video of her arrival there just moments ago. The disgraced tech executive founded the now defunct blood testing startup Theranos. In November, a judge sentenced her to more than 11 years in prison for fraud and conspiracy after she raised many millions of dollars from investors by making false claims about her company.